Hi, I'm Karen Morgan. I'm a volunteer with AARP, and I've got the fabulous Chef Christine Van Bloom with me. She is all fabulousness, here to bring us another one of her terrific recipes that will help us beat the summer heat. And we are so happy to have you and to be here today, Chef Christine. What have you got on tap for us today?
Karen, I am so delighted to see you as always. Well, you and I both know it is going to be hot as Hades this week. And I want nothing to do with cooking, right? I want everything cold. I don't want to put too much effort in. I just want to laze about a little. So I'm going to show you how to make a shrimp tortellini pasta salad, but we're going to put a little healthier edge on it. And this is one of my favorite things to make. So, you ready to rock and roll?
I'm totally ready to rock and roll. Please,
Ready
I'm
to rock and
hungry. Help
roll.
me
I
out
know.
here.
I know. All right. So, when we're hitting summer and we're thinking about all of these salads, I don't know if you've seen, but like Midwestern salads, which I'm dying to go, but they'll make salads out of Snicker bars and cookies. This is my fantasy, but my cardiologist disagrees with that sort of thing. So I'm trying to figure out how can I make some of the recipes that I love, but give them a little healthier bent, right? So we've done vinaigrette salads before. If
Mhm.
the folks haven't checked it out, you should definitely take a look at my corn and tomato salad that I've done. That has a vinaigrette base, so there's nothing really heavy. You don't have to worry about tons of mayonnaise or any of that. But today, I wanted to do a different thing and do a creamy salad, ugh, with a dressing that's a little bit on the healthier side. Now, I know that some of our friends at AARP Maryland detest mayonnaise, but I happen to love it. Ever since I failed mayonnaise in eighth grade home ec, not a joke, I totally did. I'm still traumatized. I have loved mayo. So I have got a combination here of a quarter cup of mayo and a quarter cup of plain Greek yogurt. This is not the time to use the maple yogurt, the honey yogurt.
No, no.
No, this is a plain situation, right? And I love to use it for tzatziki, right? With
Mhm.
the shredded cucumber and the garlic and the dill. Oh, so good. But what we're doing, you could even cut your mayo back a little bit more. Maybe go 2 tablespoons of the mayo. I'm okay with a little bit here because of the amount of salad I'm going to make. But if you can swap out some of that for non-fat Greek yogurt, or if you're feeling a full fat situation, full fat Greek yogurt is only, I think, 4 or 5%. It's really low.
Yeah.
So it is, don't be afraid. Do what makes you a happy person. All right.
Now, the one thing that maybe people might worry about with regard to yogurt
Yeah,
is, especially with Greek yogurt, is the tartness, but that's gonna be addressed in the recipe, I'm sure.
absolutely. That's why we're not just doing a full swap out. That's why we're not canceling the mayo because listen, yogurt can be an acquired taste for some folks, right?
Mhm.
I'm eating my
Especially Greek
coconut.
yogurt.
Yes, yes. Texturally, tart wise. So I want to lean into the tartness a little bit, but not too much. And we're going to kind of kick that tart up a little by using just a splash, a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. Now, not a ton, but again, what's vinegar? It's an acid and it's really tart. So it's going to give us just a little bit of tang, a little different tang than our Greek yogurt would give.
Mhm,
I'm just going
mhm.
to give it a quick whisk. I mean, come on. Oh, it actually smells really good. But I am also currently obsessed with white wine vinegar. It's so pedestrian for somebody who has cooked professionally. But I tell you, I just love it. It's so versatile. I use it in everything.
I don't know, chef. You might have to hand in your chef card if you keep using white wine vinegar.
I know. And there's so many gorgeous vinegar and oil stores, and I'm obsessed with the things they make. Oh my gosh, they're so good. But I have to tell you, I just love it. So my dressing is a little thin now. I don't know. I don't want to pour
Mhm.
it all out on the table. And that is because I put that little bit of vinegar in there. Now, Nancy from AARP Maryland and I were both talking, and we are kind of tortellini obsessives, right? We love the
Yes.
tortellini.
Now, for our
But
audience, she's the Mayo hater. I'm just saying. Oops, I shouldn't have said that.
don't rat her out. Don't rat her out. So, my husband and I are 100%. And if you're single, 100%, you're most likely not going to eat an entire pound of tortellini. No judgment if you do. That's between you and your doctor. But I made tortellini, or he made it last night. It's lovely. We made the tortellini, and then as soon as we were done cooking it, rinsed it in super cold water, because you not only want to stop the cooking, but you want to make sure they're not going to stick together. That's not fun.
Right.
We ate half. We have half that we're going to use today. So this is kind of a good way to stretch your tortellinis out for a couple of days. And I'm just going to bump them right in there. Now, let's talk gardens.
It already
And I
looks so
know,
good. It
I
already
know, I'm
looks
so
so
excited.
good.
Alrighty, so our garden is starting to produce. And again, I do nothing with the garden. I take the stuff and I cook it. And I have got some yellow cherry tomatoes. I don't know if you can see that right there. And I'm
Mhm.
going to use my old plate trick and go through with a serrated knife. And that cuts all of my tomatoes in half. And I just picked these guys this morning. Look at that.
Mm.
Oh, so good. And then, because I want a little color, I have a nice red ripe tomato. I'm
Now,
just
what
going
type
to,
of tomato is that, chef?
I
Because they're
don't even know.
Romas, they're
These aren't
Camparis.
Romas. These are a little more like a Campari than definitely a Roma. And I love the Romas because they're really, for lack of a better word, meaty,
Mhm.
right? They're such good sauce tomatoes.
Oh,
But this
yes.
is, I'm just going to use this in a salad. So whatever you pick up, if you're not growing a garden, whatever you pick up at your local grocery store, this is the time, right? We suffer through January so we can get to July and August with our tomatoes.
Mm.
And we were on vacation for a week, and we came back, and the tomato plants, holy heck, I could make some serious fried green tomatoes this weekend.
Uh,
I just might. I know, right? I love
and
fried green tomatoes.
what time should I arrive for this? Oh, no,
It
wrong.
belies it belies my Pennsylvania upbringing. I know.
Okay.
All right. Now, I have a green bell pepper that we grew. A friend of mine, Elaine, who is the most marvelous, wonderful, put together woman, gave us some pepper plants. So I am going to take this green bell pepper, because the trick to anything with the summer, I'm a believer that you can eat it all, right? You can eat
Mhm.
it all. But if you
Sure.
want to really kind of up the health factor without going crazy, right? Because I think what happens is sometimes, I know for me, I look at what, I should be eating, and I get so overwhelmed by it that I go and get a fried chicken sandwich somewhere, right? So it's the baby steps for me, and I'm down like 14 pounds. I know. I've been working really hard. I have a spin bike
You
upstairs
you
I'm
have been.
obsessed with.
Oh my
I have been
goodness.
putting in the effort. I have. So what I try to do is, whenever I'm making something that maybe I'd consider to be a little naughty, right? Because
Mhm.
I'm so old fashioned. But whenever I do that, I try to amp up and fill it up with some vegetables so that I can still have my tortellini salad, but maybe instead of just being shrimp and tortellini, maybe I load it up with vegetables too, right? I make
Mhm.
the switch with the yogurt and the mayo. I add in some of the veggies, lots of veggies. I was even thinking of adding avocado to this. It doesn't kind of work with the Italianish theme, but I was thinking I have some ripe avocados, and I might do that later. We'll
Oh,
see.
I love avocados.
I
Oh, they're
love
like my
avocados.
fave. They are
I
my
do. And
fave.
now I'll tell you this. So if you're using avocado in it, this will hold. We could make this and eat it today and tomorrow. We can do that, no problem. But once you add avocado, it's a little more of a short-term thing. I hear your
Yes.
window's getting installed.
Oh God.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
it. No, I love it. All right, so check it out. Oh, I'm spilling salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. That was only about a quarter teaspoon. And I'm gonna add a little bit of fresh ground pepper. Now,
Nice.
summer secret, especially if we're cooking for one or two, you can buy already cooked, already peeled and deveined shrimp in the freezer section at any local grocery store. And the reason I like this, normally when I can't get fresh, when they're not in season, I buy frozen. But I love the already cooked for a salad. All you have to do to thaw these guys out, put them in a bowl. Oh, missed one. Put them in a bowl and cover them with cold water. Now, it's going to form something that we like to call a shrimpberg, where they're all going to form together in one iceberg in shrimp form. But I promise you that it will all thaw out in about 15 minutes. It works really well.
That's hardly anything.
It's hardly anything. So whatever you want to use, if you want something easy and quick and you don't want to turn on the stove, that's what you can use. I left mine whole because I'm like, let's go for it. Like if I'm feeding you something that's maybe a little pricier, I want it big. I want it big.
And how big can a shrimp really be? I mean, it's a shrimp after all.
It's called a shrimp. So these are just mediums. These are little guys. Now, they have shrimp that you call salad shrimp that typically you'll get in a can or something.
Yeah.
I steer clear of those. That's not
Me too. Me too.
All right.
But those shrimp look great.
They are. They are. And speaking of looking great, look at that basil.
Oh my God.
Now,
sign me up.
I know I've said it before, but the only reason my basil looks good is because we moved it. So it is between where I park my car and where I come into the house. So I have to walk by it whenever I go out. So I know I am such a lazy person. I am out of sight, out of mind. All right. So what I'm going to do, I just cut this right before we started class. And I'm feeling the basil love today. It just, Karen, I know you are growing basil on your windowsill. And don't we do it sometimes just for the smell?
Yes.
I know.
And for the look too. I mean, it's a pretty plant to me.
It's pretty. It's pretty. All right. Now I want to show you, I'm going to come really close to the camera so I can show you my basil. Now look, here is my basil. Oh, there's the basil. If you're going to trim basil, you want to cut it right above where you have leaves coming out. So right here or right up here, don't just cut in the middle, okay? Because that is going to take the energy that the plant's got and it's going to push it into those leaves. We'll get rid of the stem we don't need, but I'm telling you, if you can do that, and then if you start to get too many flowers, if you start to get the flowers up top, pinch those guys off. It's all about energy. I like to think about how much energy I required when I was young, right? And it's much better to let the energy go deep into the plant rather than focus on all the pretty stuff, right?
That's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then I kind of gather my leaves. I do my little chiffonade cut where I gather them and then I slice them into little thin shreds. I never mince fresh basil. I know we've talked about that before because it turns black. All right.
No, of course you chiffonade. I mean, I like the way you, I saw how you threw that in there. You snuck that French term in there.
I'm gonna teach little Frenchy tricks no matter what happens. And okay, hold up. This is a stunner. Look at this. Now I'm picturing this on a bed of romaine, like a really nice crunchy. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
I know. But I'm good.
We're not even done. You cannot sneak the shrimp. No, and a dance too. Seriously.
Mm, it's so good. Now, I think it'll be even better after it chills for, 15, 20 minutes, not for long. If you find the yogurt is a little overpowering for you, that's okay. Work on balancing what you want to balance, but don't forget to add that vinegar.
Hmm.
That's how easy that is.
Oh my goodness,
Ta-da!
that looks lovely. I kind
I
of want
know.
to do a dance myself.
I know.
Since I can't eat it, I'll just dance it.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But it just works. It really works to make it. Oh, I'm feeling shrimpy today too.
It's
To
so
give it
healthy.
healthy veggies. Now you've got cheese tortellini in there, but do whatever floats your boat, right? Make whatever
Hmm.
makes you happy. That's what we want to do.
It's just gorgeous, and it's just the kind of thing you want to eat when you have to suffer through a Maryland summer, which is hot, can be hot, hot, hot. Like you said, it's like being in Hades without the whimsy. So,
Yeah,
we
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, Maryland humidity is no joke either.
it's
So
no
make
joke.
this. The recipe will be up on AARP Maryland's Facebook page. It's so good. I hope you'll try it. And if you are just making your first baby steps into the yogurt mayo swap, go gently and then you can amp it up as you like. But any tablespoon of that you're swapping for a tablespoon of mayo is a good swap.
Awesome. Oh, and we've got some questions in the chat. Now, can you put shallots? Are there shallots in the salad?
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot the shallots. I always
Oh,
throw a shallot in.
yikes.
I knew.
Okay.
I got all excited. Yes, mince a shallot. Throw that sucker in there. Or if you don't have shallots, I grow chives. I just want
Hmm.
something that has a little onion flavor. So shallots or chives, yes, throw a little of that in. Sorry about that.
What about like scallions or like maybe
Sure.
a white onion? Can you do that too? Or a white
Okay.
onion's too strong?
I think with the white onion, it's going to overpower, right?
Okay.
Even a Vidalia, I think they can get just a little too strong. I might use a little red onion. Remember that shrimp is kind of delicate, so I
Hmm.
try not to overpower. You could use a red onion, but I would rinse it in cold water after you mince it and before you put it into your salad.
Nice. But scallions will work.
Sure.
Shallots will
I
work.
love them.
Chives.
Perfect.
Nice. Nice,
There you
nice,
go.
nice. That it's perfect for today because it's only going to be 93.
Uh,
So in the shade. So
I know. I know. You
that
can
looks
tell the hair has
awesome.
gone curly. There's nothing I can do at this point.
But it doesn't matter because you have this awesome salad. Who
I do.
cares?
I do.
It looks marvelous. It looks great. And I love the idea about adding in the avocados, nice healthy fat to add in, the Greek yogurt,
Absolutely.
another nice healthy fat. All of this, it's all good.
It's all good.
Now, let me ask you one more question before we head
Sure
out.
thing.
What about spices? I mean, would you change up the way in which you spice it? I know you did salt and pepper, but are there other types of spices that like
Absolutely.
celery or garlic powder
Oh,
or I don't
sure.
know.
Sure. Again, when I use shrimp in a salad, I try really hard not to overwhelm it. I do a
Hmm.
salad like this where instead of doing the basil, I'll do dill and lemon
Oh,
instead. But since I had
nice.
the beautiful basil and the beautiful tomatoes, I wanted to go with it that way.
Hmm.
But you can do whatever you like. You can even use dried herbs. I mean, you can see I had so much darn basil. This
Yeah.
is not even half of what I have out there. So I wanted to go with the fresh because that's what's good for summer. But like a half a teaspoon of dried Italian seasoning, absolutely delicious. And I give whatever dried herbs you're using, put them in the palm of one hand and give it a little crush with the other. You don't have to go
Oh,
crazy,
nice.
and that'll release more of the oils that are in the leaves.
That's another great tip because I use a lot of dried herbs, like dried
Oh,
thyme.
sure.
Um, yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll do that the next time.
Cool.
For sure.
Good.
Yay. Oh, well, thank you so much, Chef Christine. Another fabulous recipe, of course, from our most fabulous chef. We so enjoyed spending this time with you. And, from AARP Maryland, we're just going to say, happy eating, stay cool. Try this recipe. It is awesome and so simple. So simple and so cool on those hot summer days. Thank you, Chef Christine.
Thanks, Karen. So nice cooking with you today. I'll see you next month.
All right. Oops, yikes. Incoming.
See ya.
Bye, Chef Christine.
Bye.